To have a beer or not?
Yes.
I think it's your turn. G'day, Tony.
Okay.
How are you? I actually went down to Cronulla Beach today, Tony, and picked me up some sand. I found half a dozen budgie smugglers in it. But the plasterers can still use it. Yeah, good. It's cool today. We've had a week of over 40. Now it was down to 20. Today was good, about 28. Had jumper on all day. Imagine telling an American that you have your jumper on when it's 85 degrees. They wouldn't understand. About to crack a coldie. We've been busy. Stump grinding, varnishing. What's the amperage that you got? Or what's the make of it? You don't need to tell me the price, of course, but just the make of it. I know most of them. There's so many now. It's like my neighbour's got over 10 kilowatts and he still pays power bills. I explained to him something's terribly wrong. Oh, nice, Powerwall 2. I'm guessing close to 12,000, unless you've got a bargain. And that would be, I think, 10 or 11 kilowatt off memory. The new 2, 13.5, yeah, it's still good. And people say, oh, it's a lot of money. But I know my daughter still uses way too much power. She pays about $600 every time she gets a bill every 2 months. We pay about 90, and we haven't even got solar panels on yet. Next step is just to micromanage when you do your washing and all that sort of thing, Tony. You should not be paying any bills. Tony got a Tesla Powerwall 2. Hello, Paddy.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Paddy.
Should do a video of that, mate. What sort of material did come with it? Did you get the computer? 5 kilowatt. Yeah, you could probably pump that up a little bit. Mind you, you'll get a good 6 to 7 hours of direct sunlight, so that's 30 kilowatt. I don't think you use 30 kilowatt in a day, and then you've got the storage. You can set them, obviously you've been told all this, to when your battery kicks in. You can run your air conditioner during the day and the power bill doesn't move. Go away, yep. That's brilliant, mate. Next thing you'll be telling me you're getting a little electric car, which everyone will have in 20 years' time. Imagine 20 years from now someone saying, oh, you still got a gas guzzler. Yeah, you'll be treated like you're a smoker in 20 years' time if you've got a car that runs off petrol. He runs off petrol. That's brilliant, mate. That's the way it should be. Of course, all those tariffs are ending, not in the distant future. We've got friends that are up in Geraldton, north of Perth, about 500k, and they got onto it when it was 46 cents, their tariff. So they haven't paid a power bill for ages, have they?
No.
But that ends in 2 years. It just stops completely, zero. So I convinced him the other night, definitely jump on to get a battery. But 46 cents, I think the going rate at the moment is about 6 or maybe 8, depends where you live. So your tariff's worth nothing really. We'll probably go for about 7 or 8 kilowatt and probably get, Tesla's very expensive, 11. It's still crap, isn't it, when you think about it? And they charge you a lot more than that. But you've got your own power station now, Tony. Does your have a life Have they told you when your tariff will end or change? Because my mate's got 2 years left and it's all over. They said to him, your tariff goes down to 0. No, there's no forever in tariffs. I don't know who you're with. There's so many power companies now. Hazard to guess which one you're with. Well, who were we with in New South Wales? Orion?
No.
Who was it?
What's one of the common ones in New South Wales?
Oh, I can't remember. Dodo Power and Gas. You get some bargains on gas now. Because they're always fighting each other. You need to switch to Origin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's who we were with when we wrote it. Origin?
Yeah, Origin, whatever it's called.
Our last power bill was like 90 something, I think, wasn't it? Something like that. Because we don't have anything on. Particularly in the new section of the house.
Our power bill was pretty good because there was a lot of electricity getting used with all the work. So that's pretty good, you know. And the air conditioner.
See, the killer is your air conditioner. Tony knows this. And your reverse cycle heating. They're the big consumers.
But ours are good.
No, I'm saying, I mean, well, we've got individual air conditioners in each room, Tony. So if you're in the bedroom, 2.6 kilowatt air conditioner, ticking over on really low. We don't have it set any colder than 24 for cool. And heat, what do we go to heat? About
18.
18, I think. But I've always said, if you've got individual air conditioners, it's not that a ducted system's bad, and we might even go for ducted in the new section, but it's like you've got a big motor running, even if you're only cooling one bedroom. That big motor's got to keep running. You know, if it's a 8 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt compressor, you're talking about that's running whether you use all the air conditioning or not. So individual rooms is what we're doing. We've got 2 bedrooms and an office and this big area, so we'll probably have an 8 kilowatt in here. But most of the time we just open doors and windows. I'll be honest with you. This time of day, even in summer, drops down to about 30, and that's not hot for us. Breeze is kicking in. Big killer is when people have like heat pumps in Tasmania for the floor. We had one that was like
$7 a day.
$7 or $8 a day just to run the flooring heating. Hello, Paddy. On the Vapors e-cigs. I've always thought that vaping in itself is probably not as harmful as smoking. All right, I'll put that up as what I believe, that's my opinion. But there's not been enough study into taking in direct vapour into the lung. I haven't seen any studies. And if they are being done, they're probably being done by the companies that sell e-cigarettes. Because most of the studies done into cigarette smoking is done by the companies that make cigarettes. So I don't think it's as bad as smoking, but I think the jury's out on whether it's bad anyway. I do know that some people I've read up have had a lot of fluid on the lungs. Now, whether they would have had fluid on the lungs anyway, you know what I mean, like through a disease or whatever, or whether this has exacerbated it to the point that maybe the vaping has caused problems.
If you've got stuff like that, you're not supposed to vape.
There's somebody who can't vape, isn't there?
Because of that, yeah, you're not supposed to vape if you have
a
any
heart issue.
problems.
I think there's a heart issue or something. So anything you suck into your lungs, unless it's oxygen, is not good for you. You'd have to say that. Here I am smoking a cigarette, by the way. I think it's the obvious is that a lot of people that stopped smoking started vaping. Yeah, I don't know what a dual is, but I imagine it's some variation of vaping. I just don't think there's enough information, Paddy. I think vaping may cause harm, and more than likely will cause
What
harm
doesn't
because
cause harm?
most people smoke vape with nicotine.
Yeah.
And that's also another thing we noticed. We had a friend we caught up in Victoria, and she vapes and smokes. So it's not like everyone quits smoking, they just smoke less and then they vape in between smoking, which I think would be pretty common. Do you know what I mean?
JP does that.
It's like, as you know, Paddy, it's nice to have a cigarette and a cup of coffee. I just don't think I could sit down and have a cup of coffee and vape. And everyone we've ever known in our lives, and I'm not being cynical here, it's just what's happened. Most of the people, when they get to about 70 or 75 and they stop smoking,
For whatever reason.
die. It sounds, I mean, you'd have to say, well, they're going to die soon anyway, they're 75, but it seems to be a rapid decline. I think your lungs get, what would the word be, accustomed or used to that type of smoke that you smoke all the time. And I'm sure there are many carcinogens within our body that get triggered by foods or colourings or additives or crap in the air. So I don't think cigarettes alone there. But in Australia, the biggest killer is not cigarettes. It's obesity is number one, followed by heart disease, and then cigarettes has now dropped down to third. It just means, and this is funny because there was a comedian here that said, Paddy, well, you either get really, really fat and die of obesity, or you stay really, really skinny and die of cancer. Take your pick. It was just tongue-in-cheek, of course, but obesity is the biggest killer in Australia, and I'm pretty sure it'd be no different in the US or the UK. Everybody, you walk down the street, just seems to be a bit more chunkier. When I was a kid, there wasn't that many chunky people around. Now there's heaps of them. But I don't know the answer in regards to the vape. I don't think it's good for you. Let's put it that way. When I say, you know, would you, if you were a doctor, would you suggest vaping is better than smoking? I'm pretty sure the doctor would say, well, smoking is no good for you, and I don't know enough about vaping, so that's probably not good for you as well. I've always said there's no such thing as a diet, Paddy. I truly believe that in my heart. There's no such thing as a diet. It's just lifestyle. You know, I'm not super thin, nor is the missus, but we eat when we're hungry. I made some lasagna last night. We had it about 11 o'clock today, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because we said, we're hungry. A couple of bits of sliced, what was that bread today? That was a linseed and olive?
No, garlic herb and olive oil.
Yeah, that was nice. A couple of bits of bread and a bit of lasagna. And we haven't eaten since. So I don't know. I think, you know, this breakfast, lunchtime and dinner routine it's great marketing. Do you know what I mean? If you and me, Paddy, lived in a cave 1,000 years ago, you nudged me in the rib and said, look, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, how about some bacon and eggs? I'd be saying we haven't killed any wildebeest at the moment. We'll eat in a couple of days. That's how people used to eat. They'd eat in abundance when they caught, like 5 or 6 fish, big feed. There's no fridges, so you pig out, and then you don't eat for 2 or 3 days, which allows your body to go through ketosis, which means it cleans itself out. But good marketing means breakfast, dinner and tea. People say, oh, it's lunchtime. Is it? Yeah, well, it's 12 o'clock, so we've got to eat. Why? Well, it's because it's lunchtime. Oh, okay. Bing, 5 o'clock, tea time. What do you mean? But are you hungry? Well, no, but it's 5 o'clock and it's tea time. It's time to eat. You see my point? I have no problem at 11 o'clock at night having a bowl of cereal. I think, bit peggish. I'll have a bowl of cereal. So there is no such thing as a diet. It's just lifestyle. If you are conditioned and you like chocolate and you like chips and cake, you know what I mean? The list can go on and on. Or you like a big serving of spaghetti bolognese and there's a bit left over in the pan, I'll have that as well. Nothing wrong with that. That's your lifestyle. But like I say, most of the people, the studies that I've seen, particularly in Australia, the lower the income, the fatter the people. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense at all. They're just facts, because they go for the cheap, filling foods. And if you're a single mother of, say, 4 kids, you're going to fill them up with whatever. I mean, sometimes I get amazed, like, we don't buy a lot of fast food. But the kids will say, I just bought a burger for $14. I'm thinking, what? So there's a bun, lettuce, bit of tomato, cheese, bit of sauce, and some sort of form of meat that is indescribable. Well, for $14 I can buy a kilo of ground beef, onions, I can make all the flavourings in the world, buns, hello buttercup, and I could probably make you a burger for about $1. So when the kids come and say, yeah, it's really tasty, it's $14, I said, it should taste good for $14. Should make you a foot taller. But fast foods have gone past being cheap fast foods to being quite expensive. I mean, you people say, oh yeah, there's $1 menu or $2 menu, but like I say, I can make a bloody good hamburger for about $1. 50 cents for the bun, or 40 cents for a bun. My own lettuce and tomato out the garden, bit of mayo, sauce, it tastes great. We always make our own hamburgers here. So I bought this big pile of sand in today, because I'm figuring Buttercup's not that tall, but that's now about 4.5 feet high, so there's only about another 7 feet to get to the ceiling. I can give her a paintbrush, she can do the ceiling. Might take a while, and we might have to move the sand around a bit, but we can work that out. Actually, I did watch, I'm guilty, 10 minutes of who I can only now name Rain Man in a can, cooking steak. Well, I won't say cooking steak, decimating steak. Apparently the idea is that you get a fry pan, you just throw butter in there, you throw a couple of steaks in there, see you Tony, and then you put the lid on, broil it, and then you can bounce it around the floor. He's got no idea at all. But in 10 minutes, he repeated himself 40, 50 times. So I would suggest a new name for the man in the can would be Rain Man. But Dustin Hoffman was acting. Oh, you're going to cook and paint. Well, I don't know. In between serves, Buttercup. Even, you could paint down really low. Give you a stool and a beer. So we got rid of that big, I don't know whether you all saw that big gnarly root, massive tree we had when we first got here, unfortunately had to go, is no longer. They're all loose, those bits and pieces there. But it's gone. So I don't have to do lumpy paving now. And that's the sand for the hard wall plaster. They hard wall it, and then about a week later they're coming back to put plaster on it, the white stuff. About 10 minutes is all I could put up with, listening to the same thing being said. This is what Sandman, Rain Man said. These are the words that stuck in my head over and over again. It's the steak's fault. It's the pan's fault. It's everyone else's fault except Rain Man's. It's absurd. I mean, he doesn't have a clue about anything. He's got no life skills. He definitely can't sing. He can't cook. You can't do anything. Mind you, if you'd have stayed a truck driver, think about this for a second. G'day, biker. If you'd have stayed a truck driver, Rain Man could have... Well, no, he can't back, can he? Can't back a truck. But if he could back a truck, he could run 18 wheels over the stake and maybe tenderise it. Just a thought.
How you going, biker? With the fires?
Yeah, well, he's alive. That's good. We lost a house close to us not long ago.
I'm playing my game, so I can't read the chat. You have to tell me what they're saying.
Well, he's saying, Paddy says, how many times did he say reduced?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what he put in there, but if you're going to reduce something, you generally use like just the heat and the juices, maybe add a little bit of cream. You certainly wouldn't add any stock because you're just going to cook whatever's in there. It's got no idea at all. Yeah, it's tough all over Australia, isn't it, mate? I mean, every day there's a catastrophic warning for some area. And I looked at online in my Google News today, biker. It said, here's the forecast for Australia. And they always show like a temperature map. All of Australia is red. Not just a piece of it, all of it. No, you don't have to paint, Buttercup.
Yes, she does.
You can
Don't
clean.
tell her no.
You can clean up the brushes. Good thing about painting, even though it's daunting when you first start, is that when you finish one room, that's done. Another room, that's done. I think it will take us 3 to 4 weeks to paint. It's so big in here. But that's what it's going to be. Well, here in my state, 2017, 2018 were the hottest years. 17 was the hottest, then 18 was hottest, and now this year will be the hottest. And that's all-time records. All-time temperature records in Australia. And everyone knows Australia's hot anyway, but they're all being broken all over the country. We will get quite a few recordings, I believe, this year over the 50C mark in certain places. Not pleasant. Definitely don't come to Australia this summer would be the advice. And I had a jumper on till about 3 o'clock, and it was 90 degrees here, but 90 degrees is okay. We've got 90 for about the next week and a half. A couple of days pushing 100, but mainly 90. I think he should be called Rain Man because, do you remember the movie with Rain Man, Tom Cruise, Dustin Hoffman? Just repeat, 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 repeat. It's one of those things when you have that sort of psychosis going, is that if you think you say something enough, it's true. And you'll understand what I'm saying now. If he keeps repeating the same thing over and over again, in his mind it's true. It was the pan's fault. It was the steak's fault. Not my fault. So, I'm sure, I mean, I only watched 10 minutes, but I'm sure people either gave him hell in chat or are going to do some mock videos of it. He just cannot cook. He can't even change a flat tyre. He knows nothing about repair or maintenance. Hygiene is something that's probably, I don't know, traditionally not done in his family maybe. There's no hygiene involved. 107, yeah, warm. You better take your Ugg boots off, mate. Yeah, I know a lot of the Americans wouldn't survive here. I don't think Buttercup would survive. She's not an American. We had quite a few people come to Australia during the summer and they nearly got back on the plane. 107 is like a furnace. It's just like unrelenting. Got to keep drinking. it gets so hot, and the missus is the same. It gets really, really hot for a long time, like about 2 months. You hardly eat. You only eat a little bit because you don't want to eat. Yeah, I can imagine, Buttercup. We're in the UK, as you know, in May, June, and these are the words on the national newspaper as it hit 24 degrees Celsius. Heat wave, crushing the UK. And I had jumper, I had boots. I was so cold, and yet it was a heat wave. Yeah, I occasionally hover and disappear, never comment. I imagine it's getting quite cold in Kentucky. Got a friend that lives in Kentucky as well. He actually, where he lived, he doesn't normally get a lot of snow, but he got a bit. Luther got a bit last time, didn't he?
Yeah, I haven't actually heard from him for a while.
I kid you not, Biker. National newspapers, 3 days over 24C was considered a disaster. I won't see 24C for, oh God, 7 months if I'm lucky. Woody had a light snow. Yeah, some parts of Kentucky get cop a lot of snow and some parts don't. So, here's a good question. As far as temperatures go, would it be, Buttercup, what would you consider cold? Now, when I was a kid in the UK, I would only consider it cold when it got windy. The snow never bothered me, but as soon as that wind kicked in or a bit of sleet, whew, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Biker. That's a heat wave in the UK, and it's our air conditioner setting. I want 25 cents for a thumbs up. Well, give me a bucket, put a thumbs down. Every channel you own, Jojo, thumbs me down.
Hey,
You know, I won't sleep at nights. It'll worry me, and I'll be like perturbed, and I don't know. Counselling might be. I don't give a shit. Go for it. I'm just wondering what Buttercup think is cold. When I was a kid in the UK, it was only when it was windy. When it was windy, it was nasty. I used to live in, Buttercup would know the place I'm talking about. I used to live in Fradley as a kid, and that was cold. Always windy. What have you been up to, Jojo? We've just been making sandcastles. My phone's deciding to weep. Yeah, so we decided to put a pile of sand in the middle of the lounge, just mainly as a feature.
And we're at the beach.
Yeah. Beach is about 2 or 3 kilometres away. It's a bit far, so we brought the beach to us. And with a bit of luck, with that pile of sand in the middle, with global warming, we'll have the ocean lap up to the edge in about 5 years. Just for Biker. 2 years old. Yeah. I remember in the snow, it's actually, as a kid walking home from school, which I used to work 4 mile to school and 4 mile back, I'd get hot in the snow. But if it blew its wind and you get that bit of sleet, it's the worst weather ever. It's not rain, it's not snow, it's like spiky barbed wire ice. You don't know where to turn your face, and bitterly cold with the wind. But it doesn't matter where you live, you get used to conditions. I mean, Biker's got 107. Well, not now, because it's a bit late now, but he got 107 today, which is not an unusual temperature. It's just hot. And he probably, missed the hot part of the day and didn't work in that. And probably had a fair bit to drink, and it's just a normal day. But if you took me and bike and put us in minus 10 degrees, we'd die. It's hot where we live because we get a lot of magpies. And they'll just be standing up against some shaded spot, panting. One the other day, wasn't he? He was just sitting there with his wings up. They put their wings up.
Yeah.
Birds can't sweat, unfortunately. And when we get organised out the back, we'll have bird baths, and they will keep it. I'll get some great video for you, or the missus will. Birds round about, it's usually first thing in the morning they do it, don't they? But about 6:30, 7 in the morning they'll have a bath, and then about just before the sun goes down. And they just get in there. They're like fish, splashing around. It's the only way they can cool down. But we've got a quiet weekend. I'm not doing any, well, I might do a bit of sanding, but we'll just tape off this window there, the French doors. We'll tape them off, ready, prepped for varnish. And we can't really do the outside until the alfresco deck's in anyway. I'm not that tall. So I had some of my lasagna today. It was nice. Are you still hungry, or?
No.
We're just about done for the day. So we had at 11 o'clock this morning. Bit quiet today. Yeah, she's tired. She's been working really hard. Yeah, we've got 2 good bird baths that they'll come into, but I'll design something else for them as well. That's true. We are moving at the speed of 60 minutes per hour. And in the universe as it is, the way the planet rotates and moves through the universe, we're never in the same spot twice. It's just how it is. We are moving. Are you tired, are you?
Yep.
Yep, she's tired. But we've got a nice breeze this afternoon. It's not hot, it's not cold. We've got all the windows and doors open because there are no windows and doors installed. So we get the full effect of the breeze. So we might have a day off tomorrow. How's that sound?
I've got to go to gymnastics.
Oh, we did pick up a bargain this week, and it's being delivered tomorrow, which is, I only bought it 2 days ago. It's a 65-inch telly, and it cost Australian $699. US, about $490 for a 65-inch telly. Unbelievable. I remember my first telly was 48 centimetres, or 20-something inches, and it was $1,100. Jojo says, Biker married men live longer than single men, but they're a lot more willing to die. Yeah, something in that. Time to get ready for work. I hope you have a great day. Hope Kentucky doesn't make you too cold. Black Friday madness. I don't think there's anything to do with Black Friday. They've only just started doing that in Australia, really, haven't they, the last few years? No, this was just a special. I just couldn't get over the price. Delivered for $699 Australian dollars, which is about $490 US, or maybe $5. That's pretty cheap. Well, they'll be watching a lot of telly. Mind you, the grandkids will be in there like Flynn, won't they?
No, they got the other room.
They'll be down here, trust me.
No.
Jojo says, I ran 3 miles today. Finally, I said, lady, take your purse. Yeah, it's a good price. In British pounds, that would be definitely under 400 quid. More like 350. Most of the consumables like beer and food and meals, pretty much the same as Australia, Buttercup. A few variances. Our meat's cheaper because we produce a lot of it. Everything else is about the same, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
For a meal. So you're paying about the same price, bar meat. Meat's very expensive in the UK. I thought you said they had the same mental capacity. Might have been the answer there, Jojo. But that's good. 25% is good. Make sure they keep working there, Buttercup. Here's a good example. What does a kilo of ground beef, we call it mincemeat here, but what does a kilo of ground beef cost you, Buttercup? You know, just a normal price. It's about $8 here, or about 4 quid. See ya, biker. You have a good one, mate. Stay safe. Keep drinking. And these temperatures we're getting, we've just hit spring, not summer. It's going to be nasty.
I didn't do the washing today. I'll do it tomorrow.
Actually, we might go too, I think. Just about done.
I have to go water the garden.
Check for cucumbers.
I'm not.
Okay. I'll check.
I get spiked.
So you got over the excitement of finding cucumbers because you're getting injured now.
Wow, it's so exciting. I just weep lumps.
400 grams cost just under 5 quid. Wow. So a kilo is about $8 here, and that's good stuff. Wow, 400 grams for 5 quid, which is $10 for 400
Wow.
grams. So it's $20 a kilo.
Where's that at?
In the UK.
Oh, Buttercup.
All right, good people, we shall bugger off. Oops. And I will not drop the camera again. Mrs. will say good night to you.
Love yous.
And good night for me. Have a good day. Keep warm if you're cold. And if you like Biker and me, keep cool. Later.